Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to see a fundamental concept of FEA, that is finite element analysis, introductory part. I am Professor Rakhde RD, Department of Mechanical Engineering, KKWAG. In this video, learning objective, we will describe solution methodology to solve engineering problems, governing equations, then mathematical modeling of field problem in engineering, then what is discrete and continuous model, some terminology used in finite element method, then generalized design procedure or general steps involved in FEM or FEA, applications of FEM in various fields. So the solution of any physical problem can be obtained in three different ways, such as analytical, then experimental and numerical method. Analytical method is a classical approach, gives 100% accurate result, but it applicable only for simple problem like cantilever and simply supported beam. Second method is experimental method, and it is used for actual measurement of physical quantity such as vibration by FFT, principal stresses and strain, or some strain gauge rheostat method. And next, third one, that is numerical method, and it is mathematical representation of physical problem giving approximate solution for complex problem. Number of numerical methods are available for solving physical problem such as FEM, then FE, FVM, then FDM, and so on. So there are various numerical method used for solving engineering problem, such as finite element method, then boundary element method, finite volume method, finite differential method. So question arises that it is possible to use all the above listed method to solve same problem. So answer is yes, but the difference is in accuracy achieved, programming easy, and timing required to obtain the solution. Means in short, we can use all numerical method to solve same problem, but only difference that how you want accuracy, then easiness in problemming, and uh, in or less time. Then there are confusion, most of having certain confusion in FEA and FEM word. So FEA, that is finite element analysis, and FEM, that is finite element method. So I am clear this confusion, both are the same. FEA use method process based on FEM, and term FEA is used more popular in industry, while FEM at educational center. Means for educational institute we mostly use FEM word, nothing else. So both are same. So what is FEA? What is finite element analysis? So in conventional design, we consider if we apply external load for structural analysis, so we consider load distribution or stress distribution along the elements throughout the same. But theoretically, but practically, it is not possible or not happening such that uh, there is a always variation from point to point. There is a variation in stress. There is a variation in terms of strain or deformation. So when you solve in ANSYS based on FEM, so we can found there is a stress or strain variation along the element. So from color, there are various color in this element. So from that color, we can easily identify uh, where is the maximum stress and where is minimum stresses. So blue color represent minimum stresses and somewhat reddish color represent maximum stress. From this we can modify that highly stress stress parts and again modified for future work. So this is the beauty of FEA. So again same basic question, what is FEA? So the finite element method or ANSYS analysis is a numerical technique for finding approximate solution, not accurate. Again I'm underlining this word, to find approximate solution to boundary value problems for partial differential equation. So for governing equation we use differential equation, means convert structure problem into mathematical problem in terms of differential equation. In simple term, FEM is a method for dividing up a very complicated problems into small elements that can be solved in relation to each other. Means in simple word, we divide complex problem into small elements and solve that simple elements and again recombine it for solution. So useful for problem with complicated geometry, loading and material property where analytical solution cannot be obtained. So many engineering problem can be expressed by governing equation and boundary condition. So governing equation is nothing but differential equation and having certain boundary conditions. So engineering problem may be in terms of elastic problem, thermal problem, fluid, electrostatic and so on. So this is a best and good example for FEM. This is a vertical machine center. Conventionally, it is very difficult to solve for calculating elastic behavior or thermal behavior of machine. So this problem converted into governing equation and certain boundary condition. So you know all the equation, but you can't solve it by hand. So this is our main problem by conventional method. So this problem converted into uh, certain governing equations. So set of simultaneous algebraic equation in terms of K U equal to F. So K represents stiffness matrix, U represent displacement deformation, and F represent load factor. For static, K stiffness, U deformation due to application of external load. So this is a basic equation used for FEM. We just replace KUF according to type of analysis. So same, it is very difficult to make the algebraic equation for the entire domain. Divide the domain into number of small simple elements. Simple, that is standard elements, maybe square, cube. A filled quantity is interpolated by polynomial over an element. Adjacent element share the degree of freedom at connecting nodes. So we split complex problem into small elements, prepare individual stiffness matrix or stiffness equations, then combine all equations, solve that equation, obtain unknowns at nodes. So when you split complex element or domain, so each individual part called as element and each endpoints called as a nodes. So this is a basic equation used for FEM, KU equal to F. So according to analysis, K represent property, U represent behavior, and F represent action. For elasticity analysis or thermal, then fluid and electricity, K represent stiffness, conductivity, viscosity, then permittivity. U represent displacement, temperature, velocity, or maybe potential, electric potential. F represent force, heat source, body force or charge. If you consider only static or elastic behavior, so stiffness matrix, that is K. Behavior means after application of force, body will get deformed, that is displacement. What is mathematical modeling? So formulation of simple elements in terms of governing equation, that is nothing but mathematical modeling. Means structure problem converted into some mathematical expression or in terms of differential equation. That model is nothing but mathematical model for FEM. Then these are some example physical phenomena, that is solid mechanics, then governing equation in terms of differential equation. A, E, A area, E Young's modulus of velocity, U displacement due to external force, and X represent total length. So similarly, uh, governing equation for various analysis such as fluid mechanics, thermal conduction, then diffusion, electric conduction. So system of equation K U equal to F. You just remember this equation to solve any mathematical modeling problems in FEM. So continuous model, we already solved such type of problems in strength of material. This is a very much simple problem, and having two bars or called single step bar, one top end having 1000 Newton compressive force and other bottom end having fixed length 50-50, area given of both elements, and Young's modulus also given. Then same continuous problem we can convert it into discrete model, means convert it into elements and nodes. So each element having two nodes. So bottom element considered as element 1, top element considered as element 2. Element 1 having node 1, node 2, then 2, node 2, node 3. So node 2 represent common for element 2 as well as element 1. So in FEM, when you solve in FEM or finite element elements, we follow certain steps, generalized steps involved in FEM, such as discretization of domain. So we discretize this continuous problem into two elements, that is element 1 and element 2. Second step, formulation of element stiffness matrix. So we form individual element stiffness matrix. So this is stiffness matrix, that is AE upon L minus AE upon L, AE upon L, AE upon L. So this represent node 1 and second column represent node 2. Row 1 represent node 1, row 2 represent node 2. So in further videos or our next video, I will explain how to solve this in detail. So just remember, one element, two nodes, node 1, node 2. So this is stiffness matrix for node 1, element 1, and this is stiffness matrix for element 2. So this is second step. Then third step, that is formation of global stiffness matrix. So combine that two individual stiffness matrix into global matrix. So formation of global stiffness matrix on the basis of if means number of node is equal to number of row and column of global stiffness matrix. So this represent node 1, node 2 and node 3. node 1, node 2 and node 3. So in this way we form global stiffness matrix. Next step, formation of displacement matrix. When you apply a force, there are three nodes, so they're happening to displace that three nodes. So we present x1, x2, x3 for displacement of that three nodes. Then we know that condition 1, that is bottom end or bottom part, is a fix, so there is no displacement. Due to that, x1 considered as a 0, and due to force, node 2 and node 3 may be variation in displacement. So this is unknown for us, x2 and x3. Then similarly, next step, that is formation of global load vector. So there are three nodes, only third node having compressive force, that is 1000 Newton. So we present negative for compressive and 1000 magnitude on node 3. Other node 1 and node 3 haven't any load. So we, in this way, we prepare global stiffness matrix, then global displacement matrix and global load vector or load matrix. Then solve this matrix equation by using Ku or Kx equal to F. So by applying matrix rule, we can find out displacement at node 1, node 2 and node 3. Then if you know displacement, we can calculate strain, change in length upon original length, and if you know strain, we can calculate stresses also. Means in this way we can calculate stress in element 1 and stress in element 2 by using finite element method. So these are the various steps involved in FEM. Some terminology used in FEM, such as first, that is domain or region or system. In finite element analysis, a domain is a continuous system, or we call region, over which the law of physical governs. Each element is connected its neighboring only at the number of point called node. So when you split domain or region into small parts, so individual parts called as the elements, and each elements having nodes or endpoints. Then each node having 6 independent possible to move. So we already know there are 6 degree of freedom, 3 translational and 3 rotational in x, y, z direction. These independent possibility to move are called degree of freedom. So having each node having 3 translation in x, y, z, or also called as a linear movement. Then 3 rotational, x, y, z represent rx, ry, rz. So there are total 6 degree of freedom. Then f represent forces sorry in x, y, z, and movements represent mx, my and mz. So these are basic terminology used in FEM. We already discussed these generalized steps or generalized design procedure involved in FEM. So first, discretization of continuum or region, formation of element or individual stiffness matrix, then formation of global stiffness matrix. Means in global stiffness matrix we combine all individual elements. Then formation of global load vector. For global stiffness matrix, simple rule, uh, if you have n nodes, so global stiffness matrix size also n by n. Then global load vector or displacement vector, if you have n number of nodes, so our global or displacement vector also n by 1. Then lastly we assemble all global stiffness matrix, nodal displacement or load equation. Then we apply certain boundary condition for displacement or load vector and solve that equations to find out unknowns. Then computation of each strain and stresses. These are regarding structural problem. So for thermal problem, we can replace displacement in terms of temperature variation and load in terms of temperature or heat. These are some application of FEM in engineering. So almost all field FEM, we can apply FEM or FEM. So first, that is in broad sense, we can apply FEM on in mechanical, aerospace, civil engineering, automobile engineering, structure analysis in structure, that is static, dynamic, linear, non-linear, thermal analysis, steady state, transient state, electromagnetic analysis, geomechanism, biomechanics, and so on. So these are some snaps of analysis. Aerospace domain, then automobile domain. So FA is most popular use in automobile sector, aerospace sector. Then high-tech electronics to design mobile body or IC integrated circuits. Then medical devices and maybe biological instruments or biological studies, musical, or we can apply in entire things in the world. Various commercial applications or tools or software packages we have, such as ANSYS, CDRC, Nastron, Abacus, Cosmos, then Algor, Patron, Hypermesh, Dyna. So among that, ANSYS is most popular package or general purpose for uh, analysis purpose. Lastly, we can conclude or summarize this point. So what we have learned from this session. So we learn solution methodology to solve engineering problem, that is analytical, experimental, and numerical. Then governing equation, that is in the form of differential equation to solve problems. Mathematical modeling of field problem in engineering means our actual problem structural thermal converted into some differential equation form, that is nothing but mathematical modeling. Then we discuss discrete and continuous model, means continuous problem converted into discrete problem in terms of elements and nodes. Then we discuss finite element terminology, means what is domain, node, element, mesh, governing equation. Then general step involved in FEM, and lastly application of FEM in various fields. So thank you.